Hey y'all, it's Fancy, and we are back here today again with another Every Fancy Thing artist interviews and more. And today I have the pleasure to interview Herbb out of Houston. So, how are you doing today?
I'm doing lovely. How you doing, mama?
I am doing great. So, you are just doing your thing, huh? We're gonna get into the music, but first, let's tell the people a little bit about you. So, I already kind of spilled that you're from Houston. Are
Yes.
you born there, or just tell us all about you?
Oh yeah, I wasn't born in Houston. I've been in Houston since 2009, but I kind of just moved from all over. To be honest, I even went to Dallas for a little bit back in like 2015, then moved back to Houston 2016. So I consider myself a Houstonian though. That's what I represent. But yeah, other than that, my name Herb. You know what I mean? I be on the music. That's me. That's what I do.
Yeah. Okay, so tell me about like okay, so you moved around a lot. Did that influence like your sound before we even get into that? Did it influence your sound or your style?
Not really, honestly, because my sound derived from people that weren't even from where I was from, like Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole. Like they're from two
Nope.
totally regions of the world. I just kind of, collectively gathered artists that I liked from all over. I didn't care where they were from.
Yeah, that's super dope. Yeah, exactly. So about how old were you when because you're relatively youthful. So about how old were you when you discovered that you have this talent or this affinity for rap?
Oh man, I was probably like 14, and I was 14 years old. I thought I couldn't stop listening to J. Cole, and I was just like, man, like I remember he had that's when it was a year right before Forest Hills Drives came out. I was listening to all his old stuff and
Yeah.
just going through all that, and then I had ended up taking like this poetry class. I was just writing all these poems and stuff like that, and then eventually it got to a point where I was just tired of not being able to rap on beat, and I just started trying to fit it on. You know what I mean? I started off writing poems. I was just like, let me just find out how to put it on beat. And over time, I just, said I was like, fuck it, I'm a rapper now.
Right. Right. So you just took it there. So you said, like you say you have the influences, but J. Cole really, and he's a super dope artist, and Kendrick Lamar. Like, I mean, I remember watching Kendrick Lamar. I went to the Essence Fest in New Orleans, about, I want to say about 5 years ago or so. And I remember seeing him there, and I just remember walking in and I was like, whoa, I was just like taken back. Like, he's such a performer, and to be such a dope live artist, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
As well, a lot of people, they can hop in a studio and do their thing, because people are like introverts or whatever. But and most artists are, they're in their feelings most of the time, internally. And so they're not really, like I say, extroverts, but you have some introverted extroverts, if that makes sense. So would you consider yourself, an extrovert or an introvert, or are you in your feelings or in your head most of the time, or do you share how you feel with other people?
it's like a weird combination. I consider myself very extroverted. I always like to be around company, and you can really tell how I feel majority of the time. I don't really like to I wear my heart on my sleeve type of person. Very, very passionate. You know what I mean? But in the same breath, it's like, you know, I have my own lane. Like I have my own priorities. So a lot of the time I do, kind of be off kilter from the world just to focus on
Yeah.
what I got going on. But I keep my circle small for the most part, but I definitely consider myself extroverted.
Okay. And so how important, and I ask this a lot of times, okay, so and I think I have the answer to it already, because kind of researching, your music and your videos and stuff. But would you consider yourself a lyricist, or would you consider yourself a storyteller? I go through this in every interview that I do, because like I would always say that I considered like Biggie a storyteller and like Pac a lyricist. Even though Biggie is definitely a lyricist too, but his style, I would look at him and say he's definitely a storyteller. You know what I mean?
Right.
And speaking of like J. Cole you know, and Kendrick Lamar, I would say if I had to pick, I would say J. Cole would be, you know, um, a storyteller, and I would say Kendrick Lamar would be a lyricist. That would just be my off top. What would you say you are?
So I go through phases. So
Okay.
I went through about 2 years of my life. focusing solely on being a lyricist. Like I'm saying, like down to the rhyme scheme, what I would say, like the double entendres, and how I would tie it back, like the meta. You know what I mean? Like everything would have to be just so on point. Like even the rhyme scheme of how I would say, like you know what I mean. I used to be so on cue with my lyrics. Then I went through a phase where I'm like, okay, I just want to make people feel good. You know what I mean? So now I feel like I'm more so in the phase of a flowist. I don't even think I'm even focused on either. I love flows and melody. Now, with that being said, I feel like it's easier to tell a story with these flows rather than just being a lyricist. Because when you're a lyricist, it's like, okay, it's only so much a person is going to be willing to listen to, even no matter how talented it is, if it has no substance relating to them. You know what I mean? That's like you'd literally have to be such a genius to do all that, plus have that intricate ass rhyme scheme and all that. So right now, I feel like in my phase, I'm a flowist. I'm more of a flowist storyteller. You know what I mean? But definitely on some vibes more than all of that.
Yeah. So like when you say lyrics, it's like battle, like bar for bar, just
I,
going and going and going, right?
I really used to be on that. Like I used to go to open mics, battle rap. Like I'm talking about really used to be on that. Like hard, heavy. And I feel like having that in my arsenal makes me even more dangerous because, that will prevent me from ever putting out any bullshit because I remember how much time I used to spend on writing real shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. 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 So how long have you been doing it in the limelight?
I mean, what do you consider limelight? Like, in,
Like, publicly, like on socials and everything. Like, I
oh,
mean, how we all like do our thing, and we're with our family and our friends, and we have our group of people, and they're like, oh yeah, he's a dope, artist, or oh yeah, oh he could spit, or whatever. But then you're like, you know what, I'm gonna take it to that next level. Let me go ahead and get some YouTube content. Let me go ahead and put out some videos. Let me go ahead and do, like you said, open mic, do some shows. Let me get my following up because you have quite a following.
right, right. So it's crazy because this isn't how I initially started. Like I started making like content. Like I was like the funny guy on
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Okay.
like people just like my personality and was following me for that. And I kind of just converted them. Like just they I feel like I grew more of a relationship with these people because of who I am rather than the shit that I put out. So, you know, um probably altogether to answer your initial question, with the open mics and everything just going hard as hell, I'd say about 2 years.
Okay, good.
But altogether, just like saying like, all right, I'm rapping, I'm making music, like I'd say about 3 years. I've been rapping, like on the beat.
Yeah.
But I started showing it to the world about 2 years ago.
Okay. I mean, and the whole point of connecting with your audience, not even just, I know you probably don't even see them as an audience or even as fans. You see them as your folks, like your people, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Right. So it's a different vibe when you see them like that. You see them like your family, your people. You know what I'm saying? Like they're gonna show up and they're gonna show out for you. Are you one of the people that are when you're on stage, you're performing, are you a person who has 40 people on stage with you, or are you just like on stage with your people around you?
It can go either way. Like it just kind of depend on how I'm feeling. Like if I'm tipsy, everybody getting on stage. You know what I'm
So
saying?
it's the energy is what dictates what's going to happen around you.
Yeah. So yeah, it's everything really. Like I love having people on stage with me. But
Celebrate.
at the same time, if I wanted to be more personable, like sometimes I'll just get out there solo and just start looking people in their eyes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So what's your sun sign? What's your zodiac?
Oh, I'm a Gemini.
Okay, all right, makes sense. Okay, a lot of talented Geminis out here. Okay, got you. I'm a Leo, so
Oh, I
that's
love.
a good thing. Yep, we vibe. That's a cool
No, no,
thing.
no, no. You don't understand. I love Leos. That's like them
Mhm.
always be my best people. I love Leos.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Super talented people. Genius. And very creative, highly creative people. A lot of them. That whole spectrum right there. That whole little row is pretty cool. Um, so let me ask you this. So you did mention, like studying, which is very important. Almost every successful rapper or artists in their craft, whether it be music or acting or whatever. Almost every successful artist that I have come across, that I have met, have actually studied their craft. It's super important to do that. So, with that being said, when people look at like pioneers, and people look at, a lot of people think, okay, when you think of rap pioneers, you think back to, the late 70s and early 80s. To me, all of the artists over the last 30 years or 40 years of rap, literally, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
have been pioneers. So when you look back at from that point, and when you look back on the scale of that, how important is it to you as a younger rapper, of this generation? How important is it to you to pay homage, or respect to the older rappers? So beyond J. Cole or beyond Kendrick Lamar, those people that came before, like your Snoops and, all of your people that are, all your West Coast,
Like
Spice One
Big
and
and all that, Big L and all that. Yeah, yeah. So I feel as if I feel like paying homage, regardless, is very important because, like you said, they've kind of just constructed the whole concept of what it is, like what the hell hip hop is. Like, I always pay homage to everything because, I feel like it when you see it as a constant transition, you become really proud of all the phases that rap has gone through. Like you said, the people who initially started like fucking like Slick Rick and you know Run DMC and all that, going back and then coming out with the West Coast NWA. Then you got spinoff with Snoop Dogg, and then you got Tupac. Then you got the West Coast beefing with the East Coast with Biggie, and then you got Jay-Z coming up with Nas. Then you know what I mean? It just trickles. So like at first it's coming out with some like, oh, we just cool kids like rapping in the subways of New York, and we got Kango and leather jackets and shit, to okay, we gangster rapping, to okay, after the Ti, Nas and all that. That's kind of when 50 Cent and you know what I mean. That's a little bit more, even more gangster. Then you got Ti. That's when the South started coming up. You know what I mean. You can really
yeah,
see how it's like blossoming, and then from there, like you see the younger people like how it really changed. Because after like Soldier Boy came into the game, it changed for real, for real. Now it's getting digital.
yeah,
Now it's getting more like creative. Like how are you going to be more gimmicky now? You know what I mean? Coming
right,
coming out with all
right,
like the clothes start changing dramatically. Like
yeah, everything.
all that big t-shirt shit came out and all this shit. Then after that Soldier Boy phase, you had what was that, Chief Keef started coming up. Then you had skinny jeans and all this stuff. Like, like it just started changing, keep changing drill. You go through the drill phase, then you go to the like kind of more so like the speaker knockers phase, that pop sound with the auto tune start coming out.
A
Niggas
lot of
start
auto tune. Yeah.
up. And then all that. Wiz Khalifa played a big part with a lot of that stuff. Like, man, you got Big Sean, and then that's where Big Sean and J. Cole and Kendrick started coming up. You get what I'm saying? All
I
this stuff,
do.
you get to see so many different phases of it, and it's still constantly changing. It's like everybody is taking inspiration from everybody before. It's a trickling effect, and to see how one person can say, okay, let me use this old person's idea and like just mix it with some crazy shit and see where this go. It literally changes so much every 5 years. It's crazy.
Yes, the evolution. I mean, I think I would say even quicker than that. It's so rapid. It's the next thing that's hot. So this is the thing. Is like, you have a lot of these artists, however, that are out here. You know what I'm saying, that are, with you being able to manage, and to be, self-manage and not go with a major label, to stay independent if that's what you choose to do. And I always ask artists too, would you prefer to stay independent, or would you prefer, to have a major label? So I'll ask you that also. Would you prefer to have a major, or would you prefer to stay independent?
Oh, I'd rather stay independent. I feel like I'd rather have, like I was saying before, my circle. I keep my circle small and I
Mhm.
choose wisely
Yeah,
whom I resonate with. And these people must be as, diligent in me in their own aspect of like this game. So
more creative control, I think, that you have when you are independent as well.
not only that, more financial control, more.
Exactly, for real. Yeah, because like you know who what your style is, and what, where every penny and every dollar is going for marketing and everything like that as well.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
uh, you using your own money as leverage, it gives you an opportunity to like seek after specific things that you think would make your career blossom, not like unnecessary. You're not budgeting on unnecessary shit, you know what I mean?
Totally get that. Who would you say that you are working with? Who would you say that you have worked with the most in Houston as far as like producers or for inspiration or for sound? Who do you work with out there?
Oh man, I work with the Juice Boys. I work with Z Real. I work with Rod Taylor. They're my boys, man. They're like very well known promoters and A Leaf.
Mm-hmm.
Do
Speaking
all
of A Leaf, Apple Up.
you already know what it is. A
I
Leaf.
grew I grew up in A Leaf
SWAT,
too, so I know.
the SWAT, baby. You know the SWAT. But
That's
yeah,
right.
like they got this sound. They're just so creative. They can really. They're so versatile. But those are like my producers. I sit in the studio with hours, and they just cook up beats on the spot. And we just be in the studio chopping it up and seeing where we can go, and our minds really like clash. Like we really like come up with a whole new sound every time. It's crazy. That's who I've been working with the most on my sound.
And that's super dope too.
Shout out Adrian, the engineer over at Fresh Sonic Studios. I spent a lot of time at Fresh Sonic too.
Yeah, that's so dope. So explain to me like what where do you see well, first of all, let's talk about your current single. That's Daytona, right?
Um,
Okay, so I'm gonna drop the link. I'm gonna drop the link, and I love your videos. By the way, I love your
uh,
videos. I love it, and I love all the videos. It's so creative, and it's like you say, like you do feel like you're very connected. You know what I'm saying, with your audience. People that watch it, they're like, oh, this is a regular day. I won't go into too much of the video because I want people to go watch it, but it's like a regular day of life. Like I get up and this is what I'm doing, and okay, well I'm gonna do this today, and
what's
it was
up?
really a super dope. Yeah, every one of them, you can actually connect with it. I think that's super dope. So talk to me. So talk to me about the song. What was the inspiration behind it?
So it's gonna sound so crazy. So I was I was in the field, man, and I was dealing with these women, and they would have boyfriends,
Mm.
and you know they would basically like use me, you know what I mean, and I
Make people mad or what?
yeah, they'll use me for some dick. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. Whoops. Okay, y'all.
Feel right. It wouldn't feel right. So like, I kept going through this cycle. So like in the beginning of the song, I say, "Here we go, losing sleep again." Talking about I don't know. He can't see you here. Talking about her nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it was just like a recurring theme, and I was just like, man, I'm sick of going through this cycle. Like, I'm sick of just just wasting my time on this shit. So what am I gonna do? Man, I'm gonna start my Daytona. That's a great way to start my day. Get my mind off it. I'm gonna take the rest off. I'm gonna get my rest on. I'm gonna take
Yeah.
vitamin.
Means. Yeah.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah, it's just having a good day. Just not even distracting yourself, but just really like, doing what you do, like with your life. You know what I mean? Getting back on track with you. My goal is to make this sound like, and I call it like grocery shop music or like cloud rap.
Mhm.
Like what
Okay.
you know, I feel like you at your truest self when you get a day off to go grocery shopping and run your errands, because that's who you are. Like you usually got your headphones on, you alone, you know what I'm saying, pushing the basket, fulfilling your agenda for that day. That's you. That's what you wanted to do on your day off. You feel what I'm saying? You
Super
conscious.
dope way. Uh-huh.
So that's the type of music I want to make. Just some good vibe, focus on you. This your day type of music.
Super dope way to look at it.
So
So, what would you say? What would you say? Like the major. You know how we have to say we have to do what we have to do. Like for me, if I'm not doing something, if I'm not creating something, if I'm not coming up with something, for me, I will feel like I'm not being true to me. So, what's your main motivation?
my main motivation is like my purpose, like, and my purpose is to wake up in the morning and just be able to create music, and that's all I want to do. So that's what motivates me to continue to do what I am doing. It's like that's that's how I stay disciplined, just remembering what I'm in it for. You know what I mean? That's what I want to do. That's my passion. Like I'm not. I'm just. I'm my favorite part of being an artist is going to the studio. That's
Yeah.
the part. I love making the music. I like thinking about it, listening to the beat. That's my favorite part, and that's how I want to get paid. That's like genuinely what I want to do is write music and make beautiful music.
Yeah, you get to get out there and create and create and create and create. That's what I love too. So this particular one, Daytona, how many is this, a EP, or are you dropping a full project? What are you doing with it?
So with Daytona, it's this just a single.
Just a
I,
single?
yeah,
Okay.
honestly, it's gonna be backed by a bunch of little singles. I got like a whole bunch of little vibes that I'm gonna drop after this. You know, I'm just focusing on promoting Daytona as we speak. But I don't know. I feel like my style is gonna be single oriented for a while before I drop a project. I want people to be cognizant of my ability to be consistent before I be like, okay, here's this. I'm finna disappear for a while. Cause that's how I feel like a project is. You release a project, you be like, all right, get out my face, go check this out. You know what I mean? I want people
Mhm.
like I wanna saturate your mind with, okay, damn, like another one, you know what I mean? Take some
That's what I like.
yeah,
I,
yeah,
I like that consistency. A lot of the artists that I work with, that we are really on the EPs right now, but more than anything, like a 6 or 7, song EP, mostly on the singles. And if and working up to the EP, I really think you should be dropping something every 30 days, like to stay. You know what I'm saying? Show people I'm still here working.
right.
And then in this time of social, where the world is so social, period, you're in the realm of social media. So I really believe that works for you as well, because you can go live in the studio. Do you go live in the studio too?
Yeah, sometimes I do. Sometimes I don't want to be distracted though because
Right, right, right.
studio time ain't cheap. You know what I'm saying?
No, it is definitely not cheap. Trust
I
me.
be
Trust me. Yeah.
yeah, but yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes I do go live or like if I feel like I've already written the song and I'm just recording it, you know what I mean, just being silly or whatever, I'll definitely show that.
We'll connect with them on that level. Yep. Okay. So, all right. So, share a little bit more about your journey to here.
It was
A little
hard.
bit.
It was
Yeah. Tell
crazy.
them the truth. Like, what would you tell them if they're trying to do it and they're discouraged? What would you say?
You're gonna be up at like 6 o'clock in the morning thinking like what the hell sometimes like
Yeah.
really do this? Am I really finna you gonna think about other people thinking about you. But I just want you to remember nobody gives a fuck about you. And that's beautiful and ugly at the same time.
Sure.
Nobody
Right.
fuck about you in the sense that no one really cares that you're pursuing your dream. No one really cares. They got their own bills they need to pay. And on top of that, no one cares about your ideas. Stop telling people your ideas. Just do shit. You know what I mean?
Show them. Yep. I totally agree.
You use your resources, your time and your money and your efforts to show people you serious and you'll attract whatever you want.
Law of attraction. I really believe that. We all have the same 24 hours.
Exactly.
It's what you do with it, you know what I mean? And you have to. I mean, people will, drop one hot single and they'll go and be done with it, you know what I mean? And then you don't hear anything from them ever again, or they'll come back. I mean, you created this little buzz, there's not this staying power and consistency. So that I think that definitely connecting with the people on the level that you are, and like you say, really working on staying focused on keeping that dope content coming back to back to back, that's going to be imperative in order to continue to build, the legacy that you're trying to. So is this going to be like a forever thing for you, or do you have other aspirations as well?
I mean, yeah, like I love music and I know that like this is my purpose. But as far as other aspirations, I like to act, like I like to, just film and all that. Just but the visual behind it, like I like to combine both really. Like I like to do like a damn like reenactment behind every song because I always have a motive behind why I made a song. So I would like to like reenact literally my life and then kind of make the music video like be at the end, but just have it just be dope. But yeah, like just all that. I just like being creative, the music process and then the filmmaking process as well.
Yeah. So, I mean, and like you said, I mean, I totally get that, where you said, because I say that all the time, what I do, when I wake up in the morning, what I do really, that's me. People really don't care. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Whatever I put out there, okay, cool. But at the end of the day, it's about coming full circle and accomplishing everything that, you're set out on your journey to do.
Right.
And that's what's important to me. But to me, um, artists of any kind, especially music artists, and I always say that you can never take for granted that your song, what I'm saying, or a line in your song, or the beat or the production of something did not help somebody get through something. And so to me, as an artist, just knowing that actually keeps me motivated, because there's always somebody watching.
Mhm.
They might not be celebrating you, they might not be supporting you, but there's
Okay.
always somebody watching. There's always somebody watching. And they might not ever let you know it, but you might have saved their life. Now, there are fans out there, and people that do keep an eye on you, that are inspired by you, and they'll let you know that, that's real love. But those people that are around you that you motivate the most, you'll never really know it. So just by you being your own beautiful self and your own light and energy, that's the most important thing. I think that's a really valid point. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Totally valid. So with that being said, so like, would you say, like, so you said that it's more important for you to put out quality work, rather than just dropping something, let it have a buzz and go, for here, and then I just disappear off the shelf.
Right.
So, like right now, like, what are you about to put in their face right now? Like, you got this one, you got all your other content. What's next? Like, immediately next?
So now we're in the process of promoting Daytona. It's now it's like, okay, let's do this on TikTok. Let's, you know what I mean? Let's promote this via social media. Let's run it up. You know what I mean? Uh,
Totally.
that's definitely my agenda. And now that's really the only thing that I'm waiting on. I want to focus on Daytona and get it to a certain number first. I at least wanted to get like 30,000 streams before I put out my next song. And
That's cool. Good goal. Good goal.
I wanted to get 30,000 streams on at least one platform.
Yeah.
Before I
So
put
So how is TikTok looking for you though? How have you found TikTok to where because I've barely gotten on the TikTok trend over the last maybe 6 months. So I'm very light on TikTok, but I mean it's very people stay on it all the time. So how does it work for you?
Yeah, so basically TikTok is something that is easy to grow on. It's like super fast, super easy to just like put something out, and then like sometimes it'll stick, sometimes it won't. Sometimes you'll get your video deleted for doing some like saying something too wild, you know what I mean? But at the end
Yeah,
of the day, it's just throw something on the wall until it stick. I think TikTok is one of the most beautiful platforms for artists to grow. Like you got so many people doing this shit. You know what I mean? That it's not even like like it's like almost like having a weed plug. You know what I mean? Everybody know somebody who sell weed. Like that's just kind of how it is on TikTok. Everybody,
right.
yeah, everybody knows somebody who video blew up one time. You know what I mean? Even if
Right. That's
uh,
what you hope for, right?
even if it's just one time, somebody video did something on TikTok.
Yeah. I mean, everybody grew from that place. I mean, it's a beautiful thing when you look back at it and you say, I remember whenever, I was on Instagram and I had about 300 followers or whatever. And I was like, oh, and then I remember when I got my radio show, you know what I mean? And then slowly but surely, it'd be up there. But then my Facebook is like Facebook, I really don't pay a lot of attention to Facebook. I usually use it just as, a live platform, right? And I really, really knew like all those people. Well, all of a sudden, Facebook went from like 1,200 to like 4,500 or something. It was out of control, and I'm like, why can't y'all do that on the gram? Like, what
Yeah,
is going
it's
on?
weird though. It's weird. It will be like that. Like on
Yeah,
TikTok, I like it's weird. Like on TikTok, I built 100,000 followers, like
yeah,
over some bullshit. Like I was literally just saying some dumbass shit. Like I was
yeah,
just not for real. I was just chilling on it. Literally, I'll get the phone. I'll say some shit like, "Oh, like I'll be like." Don't ever kiss my neck again. It tickle. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'll say some dumbass shit. Shit go viral. You know what I mean? Whereas on Instagram, it'll like it'll be trying a little bit harder. I don't know if it's the algorithms or
I
something.
heard that. Yeah, I heard that that was an issue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that definitely has to be the only issue because people are people, and the same people should be receptive to the same type of material. You know what I mean? It got
Right.
like an algorithm thing. To be honest, they
I
just
believe that too.
yeah.
You have any performances coming up or anything that you want to tell anybody about? Because like you say, you're in Houston, or you travel, or do you go to different regions to perform as well? Or are you just kind of sticking to, Houston?
Look, we in Houston right now. Actually, tomorrow, September 5th. Yeah, it's gonna be from 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. Bring your mama, sister, brother, daddy, cousin, all that. You know what
Bring
I
them
mean?
all.
Oh, everybody, yeah. I will definitely be performing Daytona and a couple unreleased tracks as well. So yeah, it's a good time. You definitely got to pull up, but for sure tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll have to catch you whenever I'm out back out that way again. But definitely y'all can catch the single Daytona on the Fancy Show coming up this current Wednesday. Um it'll be up on my show is 4 to 7 Central Standard in Houston and 2 to 5 Pacific Daylight and worldwide all the time in your time zone. So definitely we'll do that. Let's see. Any shout outs you want to give or anything to anybody?
Yeah, again, shout out my boy Kane for
Yep, same.
everything up with the interview.
Yeah,
At the time. Really everything. Kane has really come through on a lot of stuff. I really enjoy working with Kane. Um,
yeah.
he's even set up this upcoming performance for me. So it's a pleasure working with somebody who moves efficiently like me. Um, Shout out my engineer Adrian. Shout out the Juice Boys, like I was saying earlier, and shout out everybody who supports me. It really means a lot. Like a lot of people send me my music and be like, "Hey, I'm fucking with it." Like without even me, I don't ever have to ask for that, and that's beautiful to me. Like people just really fucking with it. So I appreciate all y'all for real.
Definitely. Oh, one thing I did want to ask: anybody you want to collaborate with on the regional level? So anybody in Houston that you want to collaborate with, past artists, current artists, OG artists, and anybody on a larger scale that you want to collaborate with. Obviously, I mean, I could say Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole. Obviously, that would be clear to me. But you tell me who else on the regional scale.
Nah, I feel you. Definitely, I love Tisa Korean shit, man. Tisa is man, he get me lit, you know what I mean? And I like feel good music, so definitely want to work with Tisa. Um, man, it's actually somebody named Southside Hoodlum from
Hmm.
San Antonio. I fuck with his sound heavy. I really do. He also got that chill side, you know what I mean? So definitely wanna talk some shit on something with him. Um, and it's been a couple like, if I could think in Houston. Um, there's this one artist. I'm not sure if she's from Houston. She went to New York, but her name Baby Sosa, and she got that song. Everywhere I go, there is on your name. Sosa, can you hang? Yeah, I fuck with her sound too. So, just everybody who kind of feel good. It's a lot of names I got. Oh, Snot is an artist. I think he's from Florida or something like that, but he's doing his thing right now on Spotify and Sound. And I mean, he's blowing up real huge, and I fuck with his shit. So Snot for sure too.
That's dope. Well, we definitely have an original sound, and it's definitely original and different. Easy to connect with. Like I say, when I was just like, oh, this is just like you said, feel good.
Yeah.
And you don't have that. You don't really have that like in rap a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's more like you say, telling the story or what I got or what I'm doing, where I'm going. Let me tell you about this time that this happened, or the battle aspect of it. So to
Right.
be able to look at it from your perspective and be like, this is a regular day, this is what I'm feeling today, and this is what I'm gonna do. Hey, come along with me, let's go.
A
It
lot-
reminds me sort of like that almost I don't, and I don't say that I'm comparing because I'm not, but almost like how he came out with happy, Pharrell when he came out with happy.
oh yeah.
Cause I'm happy, jumping around and stuff. That's
First,
what it kind of reminded me of, but not, because it's totally different. But
right.
at the same time,
It's
it
the
feels good,
same,
right?
yeah, it's the same type of frequency. I feel what you're saying.
Yes, the energy is definitely there. So yeah.
For
Yeah,
sure.
and big shouts out to Kane, like you said, because he's definitely what we would call in my he was definitely in my circle, we would call him a grinder because he's really always doing it like me. So I get that.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah.
We got the ears of God. It's a true A&R right there.
He definitely is that for sure. He's always working. He's always trying to link up something with somebody. Like and one thing I tell him too is, don't lose your focus on your own creative, your own creative projects and stuff too as well. He's
Right.
super dope. But let's see. So I'm gonna drop the link. I've got your I put it I put the put your socials here. What is it on TikTok?
It's the exact same on TikTok.
So TikTok is the same as well. And so they can follow you there, like you say, and go for it and be done with that part. And then we'll just be looking out for you for whatever dope content you give us next. We'll just go from there.
Yeah, for sure. West Side, A-Leaf, Texas, SWAT. Got it
All
up.
right. All the time. All right, y'all. Well, we will catch y'all next time on Every Fancy Thing Artist Interviews and More with another dope artist. Y'all make sure you go follow. I have dropped it there. I will also drop it in the comments, and I'll also drop the link to the video for Daytona, and we'll be looking out for y'all. Also, pull up for his event on tomorrow. All right.
All right, Miss Fancy. Appreciate your time.
All right. You take it easy.
All right.
Bye.